Jeffrey just watched a new YouTube video saying that he can build discipline in only one day, and he quickly gets hooked. He's watching through the whole thing and he's taking notes, and he's like, I got this. I've got discipline. But within the next week, he's already back to his old habits and is eating junk food and binge watching Netflix again. Adonis. Adonis, on the other hand, is wise with building discipline and understands that it actually takes the small steps to build discipline. So he doesn't try to rush everything like Jeffrey, and he's actually able to maintain his discipline over the next few years. And with this, he is actually fully disciplined. Discipline is no magic formula. It's a test of time. People always expect themselves to be able to do all of these things at once, but they don't realize that it's already broken within the next week because they can't maintain a consistent mindset. They think if they just swap out these bad habits, they'll be instantly able to replace it with these new habits. But within the next few weeks, they always revert back to the bad habits. It's because people are so caught up in the idea of getting habits quickly and trying to learn everything quickly that they don't really understand that what is really making a habit. And since they're not able to maintain it long term, most people on average break a new habit within 6 days. 6 days. Imagine people trying to become an athlete, YouTuber, content creator, and it's broken within 6 days. In reality, it doesn't make sense, right? They're building new habits, so why are they not sticking to it? Simply because of 2 rules that they aren't following. Number 1 is their identity, and number 2 is their small steps. Identity. In the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, 2 people are given a cigarette which they are trying to resist. One person says, I'm trying to quit. Well, another person says, no thanks, I'm not a smoker. Look at the mindset shift here. The person who said, I'm not a smoker, was able to resist the cigarette, but the person who said, I'm trying to quit, actually couldn't resist the cigarette because in their mind, they were still a smoker. And it was because of that mindset shift, they were actually able to change themselves into not smoking at all. People who start changing are only able to do so for a short period of time because their identity in their mind has never changed. In their mind, there's still that old self. And because of this, they reset back to their default habits because they haven't changed who they are. They believe they're still a smoker. So because of this, they revert back to smoking. And the difference between the smoker and the non-smoker was that they changed their mindset into believing that they weren't a smoker at all. And that's the major thing that people don't consider at all. They're trying to upgrade the character with all of these new tools and pieces, yet the character hasn't even been adapted to actually fit these new pieces. You need to start by actually changing your identity. And that starts right up here. You're no longer a gamer, binge eater. You're a strong, ambitious person. You're a strong, ambitious person. And this is what I needed in order for my life to be successful. You need to be consistently reminding yourself of this version of you that you're trying to become or actually have become. And you need to get rid of your old beliefs from that person. You need to consistently remind yourself of the new person you're becoming and immediately get rid of the mindset of your old self. And the way to do this is through my See, Believe, and Achieve framework, which I've specifically designed for you to help you understand on where you want to go into with the next person and who you want to become and how you get there. This is the most important thing about actually changing your identity, as it gives you a consistent reminder in your brain to program yourself to actually become that person that you talk about. I'll be personally linking down my See, Believe, Achieve framework down below, so feel free to copy it and change it so that it fits your current needs. Write everything down meticulously to what you want to become, who you want to be, how you're going to get there, and your affirmations. And I tell you, with a clear vision, your mind will be able to see how you will do it and program itself to actually figure it out for you. And you realize that once you actually write it down, these thoughts are just going to come to you. And without a clear vision of yourself and who you want to become, you're simply going nowhere. So this is essential that you do immediately. As a man thinketh, so as he becomes. Your thoughts dictate the habits, which ultimately dictate the actions you take, which makes you the best version of yourself. Then there are the small steps. This is the final process that actually takes you to building the most best discipline. Then there is the small steps. This is the final process and what you need to actually build discipline. Nowadays, people are so addicted to the idea of getting rich quick, getting to 1 million followers in 30 days, but they don't realize the effort that these people actually put in to make that 60-second video you watch on their life. It's more of a little snapshot of that person's life, and in reality, it took that person a long time to get where they are. But the truth is that no one will tell you is that getting successful takes only time. And the reason they don't tell you this is because it doesn't sell. Think about a get rich program where they specifically say in 30 days. Who wouldn't want to get rich in 30 days? And that's the point. No one would listen to someone who said, oh, you can get rich or successful. All you need is 20 years of hard work. No one would listen to that. But I'm here to tell you the reality right now. You actually just need to build the smaller steps in order to actually be successful. Think about every lotto winner there is. They will always lose everything they win within 1 year. Why is that? It's because they aren't able to build the small steps or the mental foundations in order to actually maintain that wealth, which is built by millionaires and billionaires through just days of hard work. And once they get their money, they blow it all. And that's where everything happens. That's where everything goes wrong. They lose all of that money. They get all that money, yet they aren't able to control it. And they lose it all. Imagine you had the task of climbing up a mountain. Would you run up the mountain? You wouldn't, right? You would actually slowly climb up the mountain. But why would you try to get everything done as soon as possible in your life? why are you trying to get rich now? What is the real purpose behind that? What is there to prove? And ultimately, will you actually be fulfilled with more money? Will it make you more happier? I mean, sure, you'll probably have a better life. But truly inside, would you feel happy? So there was a story that David Goggins did with his friend where his friend was overweight and he needed to lose weight. And what David told him to do was to come train with him. And on the first day they trained together, his friend was expecting a brutal workout. But David said to him, let's work out for 1 minute and then we'll be done. And he was like, 1 minute? He was a bit confused and like shocked. Why 1 minute? He'll be like, it's too easy. But he didn't question it, and David and him trained for 1 minute. And within the next year, they trained consistently every day. But the key thing here was they progressively increased the amount of time they worked together. And he was able to shed off all of the weight. However, the main thing here is that his friend is still training with him to this day. Now, you kind of want to ask yourself, why would Goggins do that? But because Goggins had been on the same path as his friend, he knew what it was like to actually lose weight and then gain it back. So in his mind, he knew that if his friend was going to lose weight, he only wanted that short-term success. He wasn't able to see long-term with health and longevity. What he really needed was long-term success. And how he got that was actually through taking the small steps. He knew that the cycle of him just losing weight has no essence in it, and that eventually he will just go back to it. And this cycle would keep on going and going until he's fat, skinny. So he knew that in order to actually get him to consistently go on and on, he actually just needed to take smaller steps to actually enjoy the process. And that's the difference between small steps and small bursts. Small steps are always going to be maintained over a long period of time, while small bursts will always be temporary. And these are the most important things to build discipline. First thing is to actually change your identity and kill your old self. Lastly is to take the small steps. So the action step for today is to download the SBA formula down below, fill it out to the T, and I will see you at the top.